This conference will now be recorded.
We did have an executive session. Is that the same as it's been in previous agendas where we, as a place marker, but didn't have an executive session?
I do not.
So how are we going to resolve that here?
Okay, this is Stuart. I'll make a motion then that we table the approval of the minutes of the prior meeting pending review of the item number 13 related to the executive session that we actually did not have in the May 26th meeting.
This is Candy. I'll second that motion.
All for? Unanimous. Item number 4, discuss and consider act regarding the financial statement from May 2021.
As you can see, once again, we are running very hot on our collections at just over 142% of budget projections. So sales tax collections remain extremely healthy. As a note that I've given y'all now for more than a year, probably close to 2 years, we have not added a lot of a significant number of retail establishments. So this is related to the construction community, not be sustainable over term without the addition of those sales taxes. Just a note, so you are aware.
But it's really not short term. When we have a build out on all these new developments that are 5 to 10 years, we can expect pretty healthy sales tax rate.
It is likely. A lot of this is the logistics, the big bump we saw early in the year. We're not seeing that occur. So again, it will fluctuate. It will stay up. I would agree completely. Again, over that period of time. But if there is not new substantial growth either in the industrial or the business, you will drop. Just preparing yourself for years see. Don't have any questions. We did transfer the money to TechDOT, $8,133,000 transferred as part of the advanced funding agreement. That included bond funds from Type A and Type B. It also included those line items that we had been holding for construction under capital projects on page 10. So again, I had prepared y'all. Hopefully you're ready for that, and that has transferred. That is expected, other than the right-of-way acquisition cost, that is expected to be the entire contribution to the city of Haslet. That included 2.6 million almost of private developer funds that we've been holding escrow. One of those was from the fair development, one from the fairway. Used that non-federal match fund for the grant application. So that money has all been transferred. You see those expenditures again. As I mentioned last time, we do not need spend the utility relocation $1,000 back in going forward. Answer any questions you may have.
Yeah, on page 9, I know you've explained this before, I just don't recall. The transfer to general fund of 6890, what is that for?
That has been in there. Jim, let me look at the budget item, because that is a administrative agreement HEDCs had long before I got here. They handle my payroll, facilities and those types of things. It is an agreement that I haven't seen, but I'm sure it exists, just for those services that they help run the
Administrative.
really.
Thad, there is no way from the revenue, sales tax revenue that we get for economic development to really bifurcate what portion of it is from consumption versus construction. Is that correct?
That is correct. There are confidential reports that exist that can do that. We very rarely hold of those because of the nature of them, the liability that comes with getting the report. That report will get out leak. Competitors that delve down to the dollar is no exactly.
Understand. Any other questions on the financial statements? Then can I have a motion then regarding acceptance of the financial statements from May 2021?
I'll make a motion to approve the financial statement as presented at the meeting.
I'll second that. All for? Any against? Item number 4.2. Discuss, consider, and act regarding the approval of the proposed budget for 21-22 fiscal year.
Items that you may note in the proposal is I did remove that going up budget. Futures project line item of 1.5 million I removed and just put in. Again, y'all can move that back to category if there are initiatives I would like to see go to Port Council. Might include those in this. I did not change anything. We went through the pandemic. Y'all know I didn't spend it if I didn't need it, so we didn't spend hardly anything last year unrelated to road projects or the COVID program. But now that things are open, trade shows are happening, occurring, I did not change any of the previous budget. Carry forward, basically operate full-time, full in-person. I'll answer any questions again. Something I would like to do differently. Please. This would be forward. Group day to discuss. There is a calendar, so it need not be much.
What is the deadline?
I think you could go through to July on approval, but I'm not running the budget calendar. We did that council. Oh, there it is. Under capital, page 17. I couldn't find it. Y'all currently have the 1.5 million in there. Just remove never popular item just sitting there without a specific project. So again, y'all may absolutely put it back to the public hearings that per budget will approve that. But again, I wanted y'all to be able to see exactly fund.
What is the incentive?
Incentives is for Composites One. We have an agreement running. They have not called for those incentives yet. It was 1,000 a year. Oh, pardon me. It was 20,000 a year for 5 years was the agreement. They have, I believe, they will call for one within this budget cycle as their first year of compliance, and so that we carry that forward for Composites.
Have we ever had a budget that we went ahead and put some incentives in that if they came up through the year, we as an EDC board could be a little more agile, already having that line item approved by the council rather than having to go back and adopt it as a project later?
Not since I've been here. In the budget that I got prior, it was not.
Okay.
Could we use the future projects line item for that?
But you could call it future projects. We would change that designation road project. Again, this board fresh. And
Any other discussion? This is odd having the table in this fashion. We've never done this before. Any other discussion?
This is Candy. I will make a motion to approve the proposed budget as presented.
I'll second that. All far? Motion carries. Item number 5, update on current EDC activities.
on the Caraway developer meeting line, we actually have the building plans in for Stream Realty. They are looking to move forward now that the road is under construction with 500,000 square feet over 3 buildings approved in original plan development zoning for that entire property. They are on go.
Can you point to the map there where that's going to be? Where's that retail area?
What are they going to put in there?
3 buildings.
Dad, what is the status of their entitlements? Thank you.
So you
Something do know.
who would I talk to about getting a copy of that plat up there? Wes would have it. That I know it's not come in front of P and Z lately. So that's
Not been.
But guess who's going to be answerable to it if somebody checks up?
We continue to work with Para. They've got the quick oil change facility under construction. As the roadway comes through there, working on a right-of-way addition pieces. Right-of-way that was associated with the actual Para residential dedicated part of their agreement come through and flip properties that were already part of that. A lot of prospects looking intermodal commerce park development, its proximity in the extension of intermodal Haslet way construction it popular. It can easily be converted. So again, everything that's going there is not looking to be one of the bigger ones is potential reload. I-35 frontage, a lot of it actually seeing some opportunities that industrial. They may not be exactly the client town center, but certainly looking at you some who says I think just probably they may still come in and improve. Close to the
But when do ETJs come up for being incorporated? How does that?
that what law was changed 16, may have been 2015. They stated to there's forced annexation or you provided service and or surrounded area. City sewer code, and that was funded or build or hook up. That there is no sure. Engineers help. They're in our C basic, but we have to provide that sewer. Through an city sewer service. one proposes in the I attend all those meetings, hear a better guy.
So the hotel is still in an ETJ or it's part of Haslet?
No, it's part of Haslet. That was part of the negotiated agreement. Can't remember. It fully negotiated agreement.
So we should expect the same sort of process for other developments that come in. They'll want to negotiate or not. And then if they do, then they'll be incorporated. in.
Oh, really started. We also have prospect food production. Cities commercial. Fresh. 100 million gallons. Because there's not water.
You said that was a food what?
Food production. Part of the reason.
One more question on it. So when the hotel came in and negotiated the package that they would get from the city and all that, it was agreed that they'd be annexed and brought into the city. Who determined how it was going to be zoned?
That ran through something in the initial.
Ed, about 4 years ago, you and I had a discussion about the potential for having a TERS created out there. Did that ever happen?
We are not able to in the ETJ. That's actually our first created past Parkway. Doesn't take in the hotel. We could amend that. Just not allowed. But ETJ.
I understand.
Any other questions?
You don't have anything about the Parkway in there. Haslet Parkway.
Project will discuss right away. Manager, and I currently have a city engineer. As far as the rest of that, start pulling.
But
If you have questions on that, talk to you all day.
you can't give us any sort of update?
If you have questions, but I don't provide an update. Construction phase.
Is the project on schedule?
They're about 6 weeks to do. Spent the last report I saw across my desk, 14.6%. About
So Kimley Horn is still doing construction phase services?
we're in a little bit of a lull, and AFA was approved on that. That will fix that. No agreement. A lot of that. Everything else on the project.
So does Travis prepare a monthly report?
He did get
Okay.
last one. Work with them. Everything.
That's right. So you can send us the copy.
There is nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong. Could be only if they'll start having.
Yeah, I'd like to have it included if possible.
Any other questions? Okay, before we move into the executive session, Ms. Hilburn has requested to address the council today, and we'll listen to her comments.
And hold it while I speak? Okay. And stand up. Okay. This is difficult. I'm Trish Hilborn. You may know me as Patricia Hilborn, 2207 Virginia Lane, Haslet. I'm so glad to be here. I want to tell y'all how much I appreciate the work this commission does. I'm a big backer of economic development in our city. I'm really excited about the projects you work on. And I want to talk to you today about Haslet Parkway and what Haslet Parkway means to me and what I believe it means to the city. This, as a citizen, this is going to provide an east-west roadway to go directly to I-35. It's going to give people a choice to not go north on 156 into Old Town to drive east. It's going to give people a choice not to have to go south onto 156 past all of our neighborhoods to find a route east. This is a great solution, a well thought out, well planned, years in the making project. It involves cooperation, collaboration from many entities and many individuals. It's not just the city of Haslet's project, but who else thinks this is an important project? The Tarrant County does. They have committed money to this project. The North Central Texas Council of Governments does. They have committed millions of dollars to this project. The Regional Transportation Council has approved our TERS project so that they are working with us on that. And the state of Texas, the Texas Department of Transportation is spending millions on this project. And the federal government is investing $20 million in this project. This is an important project for Haslet and for our future. And for the property owners along this route, this is a great economic boon opportunity for them. It's a project that started, it's been let, it's been funded, it's going forward. At Monday night City Council meeting, the mayor of Haslet proposed scuttling this project by tabling the acceptance of the rights of way that y'all have been working on for years to make this project work. The idea that we could table these items for a later date to be determined. Y'all know what that means when you table an item. It doesn't have to come back. It has to come back deliberately, and then it has to be voted to be removed from the table, and then it is reconsidered. We know, y'all know, the council knows that this is a timely project. We're on a deadline. We cannot jeopardize our $20 million grant with the feds. We can't jeopardize the commitments that are being realized right now as the road is being built. The people who are out there working, there can't be any delay on that. I got to change fingers here. Sorry. You guys believe in economic development or you wouldn't be serving on this board. You believe in the future of our city. You know how important it is. The motion and second to table these items, 4 items related to Haslet Parkway, failed. But then the approval of the 4 items only passed with a 3-2 vote. I can't tell you how close of a vote that is in reality. I'm just flabbergasted and a little tongue-tied, so forgive me. What is the purpose behind not wanting Haslet Parkway to go through? It's a great project for our city. It's a great project for our region. It is so important to us as residents of Haslet. I'm not sure I think all of us live here except for Mr. Craig. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. I apologize. We know what this project is going to mean for our city. It's a great thing. So what am I asking you to do? I'm not really asking you to do anything. I just want you to hear me as a member of the public, as a fellow resident, as someone who believes in what y'all do. This is so important that y'all stay the course and continue doing what you're doing to make this happen. As individual residents, Ms. Ward, are you a resident? Okay. Well, but as a member of this board, you have a voice, and as individual residents, we have a voice to tell the council that this project is important to us and it needs to go forward. You can write to your council members, you can speak to the council in public, you can call them on the phone. The 3 council members that are supporting this project need your encouragement. Let me tell you, it's not an easy thing to be an elected official and be pressured to vote down something that you know is important for your city. It's difficult. You go home and you think, I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm jeopardizing my political career, but I'm doing the right thing. And that's what those folks are doing right now. So I'm just going to urge you to make a decision that you're going to support what you've been working on for years. Thank you very much. And y'all can call me anytime. And if you want to talk about anything, if you think I can be of any help, please call on me. But I support what you're doing. Thank you so much for your dedication.
Ms. Hilburn, would you mind giving us your phone number? After.
Everyone on YouTube would have it then, but you know what? They probably do anyway.
All right.
No, I had a question, just after what Patricia said. So it's interesting to know. So council failed to put on hold the other, but passed, and they're moving forward with the project right now. But I mean, how do you cancel a project like that when TxDOT's really managing the project? How does the city go about saying we don't want to participate anymore? Would the federal government have to agree to stop the project? They granted the money, so they would have to take some sort of back. They'd have to agree to take the money back. And the city's on the hook for a bond issue. So we have to keep obviously paying the debt service on that bond issue, whether that project goes through or not. Heck of a deal.
And it's not redeemable for 9 years. So that condition of suffering the negative arbitrage of the interest cost that we're paying versus the 0.4% we're getting at tax pool, we would incur that as a damage for 9 remaining years.
We get a whole 0.4%. I remember.
I don't know
when it
what
was
tax pool is
0.04.
today, but
Yeah.
it's not a barn burner.
No, it's like putting it in a sack.
Is that correct? Anything other than that would create a disclosure event to Moody's on the city. And that would jeopardize our underlying credit rating. So as painful as that would be, that's the only option that we'd have.
I mean, there's really nothing this board can do. If city council were, if they would have voted the opposite way, 3-2 to stop or whatever, what can this board do? That's what I thought.
Any other discussion on that topic? All right, then at 12:27, we'll go ahead and close the public meeting.
This conference will now be recorded.
Sorry, didn't push the button. Act on any items discussed in the executive session. And under that, I will make the motion that we accept the expenditure of $26,667, representing 1/3 of the cost for right-of-way acquisition relative to the Westport project.
I'll second it.
All for? Item number 8, consider an act regarding items to be placed on the next agenda. Well, I don't, if that, my question was because originally he had discussed a desire to do so. Okay, appreciate it.
I'm thinking of P and Z as its own line item.
Anything else? Okay, then item number 9, then we'll be adjourned.